Yes.
Tengo un estilo bien fly y las buenas vibras yo las comparto. We always sometimes, sabes, siempre salimos sin
Déjate
tacos.
llevar por las buenas vibras de la totalmente nueva Nissan Murano.
Okay. Testing. All right. Stream where open studio. All right, so y'all, thank you so much for coming. We're going to go ahead and keep this show moving on the road. This is my first time live on YouTube, so woo! All right, so today's topic is tipping out of control. Trump makes student loan garnishments and the Houston DL list. Okay, so first things first, tipping is a little out of control, okay? Tipping is kind of out of control, no shade. And yeah, tipping is out of control. I went to Subway and a girl, she asked for a tip to make my sandwich. So I feel like tipping is a little out of control. So I kind of just wanted to talk about it. This is like a new setting. Well, I wouldn't say a new setting, but this is my first time going live, so it's a little wonky. All right, so if I seem stressed out and it is 2:25 in the morning, okay? So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first subject is going to be about tipping because tipping is so funny because I know it's this trans girl who's on YouTube and she's a waitress. And bitch, she bashed the girls about tipping. And it's mostly the black people she bashed. And I'm like, girl, you black. Black as fuck, by the way. It's always the blackest bitches. But she be like, yeah, black people don't tip. They don't want to tip. When I see their table, I go the other way. Da, da, da. I feel like it's the same. I feel like white people feel the same too. They don't want to tip too. And then when you walk in that bitch and you know that you already paying a tip for service that you probably didn't even like or didn't even have a chance to have a say so on, of course your attitude gonna be like, well, bitch, that's all they getting. You know what I'm saying? So, but this one was funny. Let's check
I
her.
keep trying to tell y'all, gratuity is not supposed to be included in the bill. How you gonna tell me I'm grateful? How that work?
Uh,
Look at this shit, y'all. It's on page 16. I remember this shit vividly. Look at this. Wait till it come up. And it's the Cheesecake Factory. Wait to see what it say, y'all. Where we at? Let me move myself. Where we at with it? Come on, page 16. Look at this shit. Tipping is entirely voluntarily. For the convenience of our guests, come on, you read it too slow out here. For the convenience of our guests, we add an 18% suggested tip to all parties of 8 or more. But payment of that amount is not required. But look, keep going. Our guests always have the right to determine how much they'd like to.
First off, bitch, the tipping information is on page 16. So of course, if you're hungry or if you're going there for like a good time, you're not gonna read that part. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna read on page 17 where it says all of this stuff, you know? My thing is 20% is where I'll start, right? If you do better then well, if you do a shitty job, first of all, no, I'm just being real. I'm not gonna tip you because I mean, what? How you gonna bully me into tipping you? But I start at 20%, if you're good, then I increase. Like it could be 50%. Shit, one time I tipped the same amount I ate. Because the service was so good. So I feel like it has to do with service, but I feel like this is getting out of control because some waitresses and waiters, they feel like they just don't have to give you service because they're already going to be tipped. I think that's where the run-in comes at with people. You know what I mean?
Did I miss something? Because I'm completely
She funny as
confused.
fuck.
So I just go to Dairy Queen to get an ice cream and a blizzard for Doodlebug.
Girl,
So
not
my
Dairy
total
Queen.
was $7.68. So I gave the lady $8 in cash. So she takes my $8 and she says, a minute later, she comes back to the window. Do you really want your 32 cents?
What do you really want? Bitch
And
is
I looked a little
mine.
confused. I said, yes. So she kind of got an attitude. Okay. So she closes the window. So I'm sitting here like, why would I not want my change? I'm just a little confused. So she comes back and she's going to give me the 32 cents. And I'm like, do people not normally want their
Hold
change?
on.
Because I'm confused by what the hell just happened. And she says, well, people normally tip. The fuck? What is going on with this tipping culture? I fully understand tipping when I am getting a service done outside of their normal job. Like if I'm ordering groceries, if I am going to a restaurant and they are serving me my food, if I'm at, wherever that they do not make a full salary. What the hell am I tipping you for? You're already getting paid to work at Dairy Queen. So what am I tipping you more for? I am confused as hell. So now she has an attitude because I want my 32 cents in change. Absolutely, I want my 32 cents. The fuck is wrong? Look.
He said, the fuck is wrong? So that was my thing. I went to Subway. A girl rung up I don't even she didn't even fix my sandwich, right? She was just a cashier. And this place called Velvet Taco is really horrible with it too. Like they'll literally look at you like, hello, bitch, and then they'll flip the screen around and it says 10%, 50%, 20%. They'll flip it around like, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? You just only rung up my shit. If it's that bad and you're working at these jobs and you're not getting paid at all that bad, then I feel like you should take that up with the corporate. Like you should take that up with who you're working for because if they're just not fucking paying you and they want the customers to pay, that's wrong, don't you think? That's just kind of how I feel. But that's kind of what she's talking about. She went Dairy Queen to get a damn ice cream, and the girl didn't want to get her change back. No, ma'am. So I feel like all this tipping shit too, it needs to be brought to the attention of the corporate offices because they know how much they paying y'all, and they want y'all to be mad at the customers. What? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But yeah, so I am happy like I am live. It took me a little while to get everything connected, to get everything connected because I went live with gaming, but I never went live with just, talking and kind of screen sharing where y'all see what I have or whatever. So, but yeah, here's my TikTok if you guys want to follow. And his fine ass.
I just feel like restaurants that add their own gratuity are bold as fuck. Because who the fuck said you was a good waiter?
Ugh,
What if I didn't want to give you 18% gratuity? I just feel
no
like
shade.
restaurants that add their own gratuity are bold as fuck. Because who the fuck said you was a good waiter?
Yeah, so I'm gonna hang this conversation up though, because I feel like the waiters feel differently than the tippers, and the tippers feel differently than the waiters. And I feel like this might be a subject that you just cannot win one of those subjects, you know what I mean? So we might have to just move on. All right, so Trump with these student loans, bitch. I feel so sorry for these people. I do. I honestly do. Hold on, let me pull up the. It is so So basically, with these student loans, is that if you owed something, bitch, the girls is saying, bitch, give me my piece. Okay. And so let me play.
In other news, the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion.
Oh,
But fewer than
the
4
student
out of 10
loans?
borrowers
Trillion?
are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American
They
taxpayers.
done talked about that lady
Debt
lips
cannot be
so
wiped
bad.
away.
They're
It
like
just
they're
ends
getting a
up
little
getting
bigger.
transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? In other news, the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans.
Girl,
The
they call
student loan
borrows.
portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion. But
Oh,
fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable,
mm,
unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? In other news,
mm.
the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal
So,
student loan bailout attempts.
how I feel about the student loan thing, and again, I feel bad for those people because that's a lot of money. Some people, like one girl said she had to pay back 30 grand, like $30,000. That's like a lot of people don't even touch that much money at one time in their lifetime. So the fact that the government is asking for that from like a regular old smegular old Sarah, Keisha, Justin, whatever. It's just to me, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I get it, they owe it, but at least, that's a lot of money. And then the increases of what we're going through, like the increase of the food, increase of the prices of staying, is just to think a person can't even pay that is just so silly to me. But I do feel like this too, and I broke my nails too. Like damn Spider-Man, whoever do that. Yeah, so but how I feel though on the flip side is that y'all did take them people money. You did use the money, and it was a loan, and you knew you would have to pay it back, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I come in as saying, yeah, I get it, but bitch, that wasn't your shit in the first place, and you knew that. You know what I'm saying? No shade. That's just how I see it. But we have a woman right here that, of course, sees it differently. She owes back, and her train of thought about this is differently, and it could be because she's in this situation and I'm not. So of course I want to have sympathy, but I do feel as if like, bitch, you borrowed that money and now they want this shit back.
We need a revolution because what do you mean if you don't start making your student loan payments on May 5th? By the end of the summer, they will be garnishing your wages. Yeah, everybody's already drowning. Life is whooping everybody's fucking ass. And here y'all come with student loans that y'all gave me when I was 18, a child. What wages are you gonna garnish? I have nothing. Like, this has to be a joke. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Somebody needs to come to the front of the lines. Everybody needs to stop being scary as fuck. We need a
Girl, because you owe
goddamn
student loans, we gotta
revolution.
stop being scared. What, huh?
Period. I don't know what wages they're gonna garnish. My credit score, whenever y'all unpause them, went to fucking shit. What more damage could you possibly do to my life? We need a revolution because what do you mean if you
So I fuck with that, you know. But my thing is, when a motherfucker go through shit, they be want everybody else to help them. But do you know how many people owe shit and you know what I'm saying? Like shit is really going on in the world, and I understand. But babes, and I get that you're 18, but that's your dad. Like you know, and I'm sure they'll let them do like $20 a month or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's I'm sorry to say this, but damn, I'm happy I didn't get no loan to go to school or do that shit, you know, because obviously they attacking them back. And most of these people are millennials. Like, let's just be fucking honest. Like, we have got throughout our whole lives. We've been promised shit. We've been told work, work, work. Things will get better. Do this, do that, and we've been just with no lube. Like we've been bent over and okay. And I think that we're just like we're sick of it. We're just so over it, you know. Um, we're just so fucking over it. Oh yeah, this is one video from a guy that didn't want to tip
Well,
at this
confrontation
Asian
over
restaurant. I forgot to
tipping
show you.
lands an Evanston restaurant owner in some hot water. And now he's sitting down with our Sarah Maki to say he takes full responsibility, he's sorry, and his door's open to the other person involved.
Hey, bro, what do you want, bro? What do you want? I pay for my food.
Evanston restaurant owner Kenny Cho says he takes full responsibility for his actions in this video, taken Saturday afternoon, telling us he followed a regular into the street, intending to tell him never to come back after leaving without tipping again.
You gonna tell them, I pay for my food. I handed you $20. You can't charge me more than what the menu say. So what are you talking about?
But the tensions escalated, the men yelling at each other for several minutes as the customer walked away from the business.
Have you watched the video?
Yes.
And when you watched it, what did you see there?
Ashamed. I was just ashamed, you know, bringing shame to my wife as a husband, you know, as an owner, you know, at the same time, you know, to my mom and dad.
The video ignited a debate online about tipping and led some people to leave messages on the sidewalk in shock, calling the business Table to Sticks anti-black.
Table to Sticks, how can I help you?
Hey, food, okay?
I'm sorry?
Let me order food, stupid bitch.
The backlash has forced them to stop taking calls, deactivate their social media, while Yelp has paused any new reviews.
Bro, you about to blow up on social media, bro.
When asked why he didn't tip, the customer told people online, "Oh, I just didn't want to." Cho tells us the customer's brother has since come in, describing their conversation as productive.
I apologized to him and to his family, and I was asking if he can pass this message along to his little brother.
Adding he sent the brother home with the customer's favorite order, a handwritten apology, and an offer.
My door's open for you, man. You know, come on by anytime.
From Evanston, Sarah Maki, CBS News.
I feel like that was nice. That was so nice of him. I feel like he was very sincere about. I feel like when people see themselves on the internet looking really crazy as fuck and doing crazy shit, they kind of they're taken back and they're like, "Oh shit, that's not me." Like I don't like how I looked, like whatever the case may be. And I think that was his thing. And also though, like Asian culture, if they don't mean it, they not gonna say it. If they don't, you know what I'm saying? So I really feel like he is sorry about what happened. But for him to follow that man, he could have got hurt. So that's kind of one thing. I'm like, he really followed him, you know? So, but yeah, again, this type of shit is getting this shit is getting local crazy, crazy. All right, so last but not least, because it is a little late, and this was kind of like a test stream, like a test, like because this is my first time going live on YouTube. So I've been debating about speaking about this Houston DL list because bitch, I don't even want people to think that bitch I got anything about releasing any type of list because I don't believe in that. I am a woman. If you lay down with me, bitch, why would I expose you? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not fucking nobody, man or husband, so I don't get it. I don't fuck with DLs. I don't fuck with people that cannot take me out on dates. That's just my opinion. I don't roll like that because of just this type of shit. These girls who do this shit, I don't even understand the mentality. I feel like they're little gay boys. Like they're just so excited. Oh my god, a boy, he told me I'm pretty. Oh my god, everyone should know. Like, oh my god, I just fucked this guy. Like, girl, like, are you okay? It's just strange to me. So, but we're gonna get in basically into the official list, like the screenshot or the screen recording that she actually put out of the list. And I just want y'all to see all of these guys. And before we watch it, most of these guys are just saying, "Hey, gorgeous, you're beautiful. You look beautiful today. How are you today? How you doing?" Stuff like that. It's not even. So I don't know.
Eating money fresh to death when I pop it, hoe you forever looking funny. Free picking, bitch, I'm with the gang, called a bro, so
Like one said you pretty, one said hello. Wow, a gorgeous. I don't know. Um, and just said Allah. I just seen you. You know stuff like that. Girl, fish loving it. Oh, see how they do y'all. They out y'all. See how they da da da. Girl, it's long, girl. Girl, look at this shit, girl. And I wouldn't be surprised if she probably reaching out to them first. See, look, it's just a long list. I just honestly don't understand the mentality. I feel like you don't look at yourself as a woman if you feel like you got to expose a man for telling you you're pretty. Like, and that's why I'm so funny with just other trans girls. These bitches are just so weird. Like, to me, that's so weird. That's like, this should remind me of Cherry. Cherry influences this type of culture. This type of culture is, you can look at it two ways, right? By saying, hey, it shouldn't be no DL man in the first place. DL is wrong, whatever case may be. My case with it and how I feel is DL is only wrong, bitch, if you're fucking with the opposite sex and they don't know that you like the opposite sex and you're dibbling dabbling. If you have fucked with a woman and then you get a boyfriend, I don't feel like that boyfriend should or that boyfriend is that's like that's his news to know, or like that's his business. Like he should know, unless he asks, right? Or vice versa. If a female gets with a man and in his past he had a relationship with a trans girl or a man, I honestly don't feel like that should be something that people should tell that person unless that person asks, "Hey, were you involved with men in your past, or did you date a guy before or a trans girl?" And then I feel like if you lie, you wrong as fuck. You know what I mean? But I feel like what's in your past is in your past. When I talk to you or when I fuck with a person or whatever case may be, I'm gonna make sure you clean. I'm gonna make sure we got tests. I make sure I know your results, your status, and then I'm moving forward from there. How you act is how I treat you. But just me assuming that you like this or like that is crazy to me. And then nowadays, who is creating the DL society? Because obviously trans girls are not, right? Because if you really think about it, a lot of trans girls out the boys, okay? Like my community do that. I'm not that type of girl, but a lot of people in my community, they do that. So if you had to think who is creating the DL culture, it's not trans girls. It's not. I would say it's gay black men and it's black females. Black females is very easy to explain why. Because if a nigga smoke hookah, you gay. If you got two earrings, you gay. If you got a boy best friend, you gay. If you drink martinis and you a man, you gay. If you as a little boy, if you wear pink, you gay. It's so much wrapped around like hostile masculinity and also like DL culture and just black men not being able to explore their sexuality and also what they find attractive and like is that it's turned into a secret because it's the only way they can maneuver that space properly because if they don't they'll be ridiculed or they can be whatever, right? Disowned because there's not a safe space for black men to explore that area. With women, otherwise, it's promoted in the music, best friends in college, you bitches licking pussy and sucking titties, and but it's like if a man do that one time, it's like, oh, he's gay, you know? And so I don't subscribe to that. I don't, and I feel like with gay men, gay black men too, to be exact. Okay, the white ones do it too, but with the gay black men, that motherfucker just called you a faggot in the street, just called you a punk in the street, just called you all of this shit, and you sucking his dick. It's like I don't get that with the black gays at all either because I don't know. I think is do y'all find that attractive? You know, a motherfucker hitting on you and calling you this and that, and then you like, oh, I feel like a woman. I feel like I don't know. I don't get it. But as far as a trans woman exposing a man, obviously, babes, you don't think that you're a woman. You don't. You don't think that you're a woman. You're childish, and you don't appreciate shit. Obviously, because you got a little piece of cute trade, girl. Like, what's? Are you okay? And so this next lady, she breaks it down so perfect, y'all. Like when I tell you so perfect, I was like, oh my God, I didn't think of I thought about this, but I know how to word it. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about a trans woman who created the Houston DL list, exposing all the men who be up in her DMs? Everybody's talking about all the men who've been exposed, but nobody's talking about exposing her. On Facebook, she calls herself Aaliyah Zani Batiz, and she describes herself as a transgender woman who is such a beautiful contradiction. But ain't nothing beautiful about what she did. To me,
She said
it's
ain't nothing beautiful.
disgusting, self-hating behavior. Aaliyah is using her identity as a trans woman to hurt men because they're attracted to her? Come on, choose a side. If you really believe you're a woman and men are jumping into your DMs, what is there to expose? You're a woman.
Hello.
If you're exposing men for being attracted to you, does that mean you believe you're a man? And look at the type of pictures she posts. Showing off, looking good. She's setting thirst traps for men and then getting mad because they want something to drink. She's shaming men for liking her. That sounds like self-hatred to me.
Me
What
too.
Aaliyah is doing is not helping women. She's actually embarrassing trans women and pushing men back farther into the closet. For the record, if you've never heard it before, there is nothing wrong with men being attracted.
Girls like her are so miserable and they don't want anyone else to be happy. For instance, or if I expose all these men, especially in Houston, you know, she probably got Houston in an uproar. The boys probably mad at the girls just looking at them shopping in the store. A girl who don't even trick or not even on her time, you know, probably just in the store shopping and getting backlash, you know? I feel like girls like her are just miserable. They know they can't be wifed up. Niggas don't want to wife them up. Niggas don't really want to be with them. So they want to just make a scene, you know, so that you won't get wifed up. That's just how I feel, though. You know.
To men, and there's nothing wrong with men being attracted to trans women.
Right.
Attraction is not a choice, but men have to hide it because male homosexuality is considered to be a weakness. Homosexuality is not a weakness. It's not a flaw. We were designed to love each other. Yeah, we got the women out here talking about
You attracted to men, so where the fuck if all the men disappear? What you gonna do?
but that don't even matter because they're not looking for love. They're looking for a rescuer.
Oh.
Instead of shaming them, women need to free men to love whoever they want to. So then when they really choose us, we know it's real. Aaliyah was wrong for exposing these men. What do you think of this story? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more. Did you hear about a trans woman who created the Houston D?
All right, y'all. So what do y'all think about that? What's y'all thoughts on that? Seriously. Because you know me, I'm very, very opinionated. But how do y'all actually feel about that? And also leave a comment below on just y'all thoughts about all three of these topics. Like I said, this was a bit short and sweet. This was kind of like a practice live, so I can go back and look at the live and see, you know, how everything is with the live and how it goes. So other than that, it's your girl Lala Delicious, and I'm signing out for the night. I'm gonna go get some rest. It is 2:52 a.m. and I'm up late, but I want to get this out the way because tomorrow I probably would have felt like I didn't accomplish anything. You know, I'd be going through that bitch. I'd be like, if I don't do what I say I need to do, I feel like I did not accomplish it. So let's look at the For You page.
So, the same spot. Hit that shoulder. I know we're coming over. Back show over. I know what you
Girl, I'm so
need.
sick of seeing
Already on me.
SZA
All money come in. This feeling no
on
drop. This feeling no doubt. This feeling no
TikTok.
doubt. Different vibes.
Everybody
Different
posting my boo.
So they taught you to get on your motherfucking begging ass knees and pray for some self outside of yourself because that's how you receive what it is that you need to receive. Whole time you are who the fuck you're on your knees begging to or who you think that's outside of yourself. You think that God is in the sky and that's
Story time. Switching to Shopify doubled my income. The other day, I was having a conversation with a man at the local dog.
What is really happening in Burkina Faso is a revolution that I believe that the entire continent of Africa can emulate. I mean, when you have a leader that really cares about his people, he makes sure that he delivers. Guess what? Will you believe if I tell you that the entire country of Burkina Faso could only boast of 3,000?
Oh, oh my God. I just wanted some popcorn too. I hate that feeling.
Guys, I need you to stick around, okay? Whether you believe me or not, stick around. Because what I saw this morning was unbelievable. Literally unbelievable.
Just get to the
This is
point.
a store. Men, really tall. And he was trying to grab some stuff. And I'm like, like, because he got on his cart, like, literally, like, almost like blocking the entire aisle. And I'm just waiting because I don't want to say, excuse me. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to, like, kind of like disturb him from what he's looking for.
Why would you not say excuse
So
me?
I just like stand there and wait. And then once he's done, he turned, and we made eye contact. Guys, that was not a human being that I was looking at. Let me describe exactly what I saw. Bear with me, okay? Again, forget about the win. Whether you believe me or you don't believe me, listen to this. We have demons walking among us,
Baby, what
and they
happened?
disguise
How they
themselves
look?
as human beings, okay? So this guy literally had a face shape of a lizard, like a iguana, or and another example, like a crocodile or something. Literally, that's what it looked like. It had the scale, the mouth, the eyes. I'm talking about the split, like like the pimple split, and then
I be
what
trying to
really
believe
shocked
some
me the
people, but some
most
people
is
be
that, like,
so full of shit.
me
I'm
and
like,
him kind of felt like we were not supposed to see each other that way. Like, he was not supposed to see me as the human being, and I was not supposed to see him as the being that he is. Because I'm like, I'm my eyes wide open. I'm shocked to what I'm seeing, and he's shocked to what he's seeing. And I literally just like, okay, yeah, I'm done here. I just grabbed the.
If you have a low credit score. Next month. Huh? No, I ain't giving you no darn 20. That's our sports year. Boy.
you didn't understand what she's saying. Oh, let
Need
me keep
money?
going.
You sure? Oh, okay. You could use money? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Everybody could though, right? Yes.
Well, are you ready to check out?
Yeah, we're headed to check out now.
You heading to check out? All right. Well, let's go. You want to go? I'll take care of you.
What do you mean?
I'll get your cart.
Gotta do that, brother?
Why are you so shocked? Need money? You sure? Oh, okay.
Use money.
You could use money? Oh, I'll take care of you.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's nice to talk to you.
Well, I am a brother from Springfield, so I'm not offended.
Did he really pay for his stuff?
That is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That is a very beautiful thing, but
Find someone to
Okay.
take care of.
You guys are good people.
She coming, Beyonce. I can't wait for the festival, the concert.
I am getting laser hair removal.
All right, here y'all go. Look, last time, so y'all can leave me alone. Y'all better come back to this video if y'all want to hear it, because I'm not singing it no more. I really, really, really wanna love you down. Don't be late to
Hey.
There's a meeting in
Hey, she ate that.
Man is behind bars tonight, charged with killing his wife, not
Uh-uh.
allegedly with a gun or a knife, but by giving her AIDS.
Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from the Rockdale County Jail in Conyers with the story. Kevin?
The victim here was diagnosed with cancer, but soon doctors realized she had more than cancer. She had AIDS, and that's why her husband is here at the Rockdale County Jail. This is Denise and Cleveland Brody, married in 2014 after meeting at a Christmas party 2 years prior. These were better times.
And she loved this man. She really, really loved him.
But Cleveland Brody is now accused of violating his wife's trust, the family's faith. Rockdale County deputies have charged him with murdering Denise Brody, knowingly infecting her with HIV, his status completely unknown to her. She died in 2022 at 65.
And how long did she live after the diagnosis?
2 days.
She put him out when she found out he was cheating on her. And she loved him so much that she actually allowed him to come back, asked him to take a test because he's out there. And he was smart enough to know that it would not get picked up.
Prosecutors first charged the husband in 2023 with only reckless conduct HIV, but the family pushed for murder and did the detective work to share with authorities.
Get evidence of the fact that he had it before he met my mother.
2 years later, now her stepfather is charged with felony murder.
Because at any time he could have told her, I have this, and gave her the right to make the decision on whether or not she wanted to stay with him.
And one of the reasons why this is so tough for the family is because AIDS is no longer a death sentence. They're encouraging people to be tested for all STDs. Reporting live in Rockdale County, Kevin Stewart.
So she had cancer, and then she found out she had HIV when she found out she had cancer, but she died from HIV. And how did he give her AIDS? I thought you can't give people AIDS. I thought you give people HIV, then it turns to AIDS. There's a lot of questions with this. And then how are you married to somebody and you don't know their status? He wasn't taking his medicine. Like, oh my God.
Wow, just such shocking details coming out
Like,
of
I
the
don't
case. Kevin,
understand. Let me
thanks.
hold on.
His wife, not allegedly with a gun or a knife, but by
Why
giving
is it
her
so low?
AIDS.
Fox 5's Kevin Stewart joins us live from the Rockdale County Jail in Conyers with the story. Kevin?
The victim here was diagnosed with cancer. But
Wow, so he had it before
doctors
they got
realized she
married?
had more than cancer. She had AIDS,
Ooh.
and that's why her husband is here at the Rockdale County Jail. This is Denise and Cleveland
so
Brody,
sad.
married in 2014 after meeting at a Christmas party 2 years prior. These were better
Hold on.
times.
When did they
She
meet?
loved this man. She really, really loved him.
But Cleveland Brody jail. This is Denise and Cleveland Brody, married in 2014 after meeting at a Christmas party 2 years prior.
So they married in
These were better
2014,
times.
but they met
She
in
loved this man. She really, really
2012,
loved him.
But Cleveland
and he
Brody
had
is
it
now accused of
before.
violating his wife's trust, the family's
So
faith.
12,
Rockdale
13,
County
14,
deputies
15,
have
16,
charged
17,
him with
18, 19, 20,
murdering Denise
21, 22,
Brody,
23, 24,
knowingly infecting
25.
her with HIV. His status continued
14 years and you
unknown to
didn't
her.
know he
She
had.
died in
That's
2022
crazy to me.
at 65.
And how long did she live after diagnosis?
2 days.
She put him out when she found out he was cheating on her. And she loved him so much that she actually allowed him to come back, asked him to take a test because he's out there. And he was smart enough to know that it would not get picked up.
Oh,
Prosecutors
so she
first
told him
charged
to
the
take
husband in
a
2023
HIV
with only
test,
reckless
but it
conduct
didn't come up.
HIV. But the family pushed for murder and did the detective work to share with authorities.
Get evidence of the fact that.
But how did it?
But the family pushed for murder and did the detective work to
So
share.
after she passed and he
It
found out
would
she
not get
had it,
picked up. Actually
he
allowed
got
him
in
to come
trouble.
back, asked him to take a test because he's out there. And he was smart enough to know that it would not get picked up.
Prosecutors first charged the husband in 2023 with only reckless conduct HIV. But the family pushed for murder and did the detective work to share with authorities.
Get evidence of the fact that he had it before he met
Oh,
my mother.
girl, that's crazy.
Hey, look. Hey, if you roll look. If I roll this 7, you gotta give us some head.
No.
I'm just fucking. Let me leave her alone, bro. What the fuck am I doing?
Why he asked the girl for head?
Hey, big brother. Hey, brother. Yeah, she ugly. What's up? Hold on, G. Nah, hold on. I think I got 50. Hey, look. Stay safe out here, though. We just, man, but you be drunk. You know? I'm saying that serious. Yeah, that body. Hey, come on, brother. That backward. All right, man. You have to go.
Suck your musky ass dick. Niggas is crazy. That girl sitting mind her own business. Alright, y'all, let me get off because I will scroll for hours, baby.
Hey, look. Hey, if you roll.
Have a good night, y'all. I'm going to end my stream. And I'm still like new at all of this stuff. As far as like with my YouTube going live, that is. So it's weird because it's like it won't let me end it here. So I guess I gotta end it in OBS, but I'm still learning how to do all this. So I guess I gotta click exit. Oh, stop streaming. Oh Lord, let me go to sleep, y'all. Good night.